CeliacAttack, you back. The number 7 most viewed PragerU video is this one. Make men masculine again. Oh yeah, we're gonna do this one today. I am dressed for the occasion tonight. I'm just a regular man wearing a dress at midnight. There's nothing weird about that. This is the full image. I think I rock it pretty well. Before we get into this video here, I want to look at the thumbnail real quick. So here we are. We have the thumbnail. Here on the far left, gee, that's intentional, of course. We have someone wearing a "The future is female" shirt, holding a flower, and that hat is, it looks kind of silly. I assume it's some liberal thing. Anyway, and the future is female. What does that mean? Let me tell you something. The future is in the abolishment of gender. That's right, comrades. Female? Future is female? No, the future is non-binary. Immediately off the bat, I'm getting some weird vibes from this. Masculinity is going to be defined by going into the military, working construction, and having a traditional marriage. This is probably long enough now that the introductory words in the video are not going to demonetize me. So, let's dive in.
Rape, murder, war. They all have one thing in common.
This is a hell of a start.
They all have one thing in common.
We have a lot of
men. Aggression, violence, ambition unchecked by conscience, all the stuff of toxic masculinity.
I'm going to fucking die before I'm done with this video. Rape, murder, war all have one thing in common. Men. I don't know if this is like a sarcastic thing she's doing, or is she gonna say that women can't be rapists or murderers? I don't like this. I don't like where this is going, everyone.
Violence, ambition unchecked by conscience, all the stuff of toxic masculinity.
Ambition unchecked by conscience. That's a new definition. I'm gonna bet here their definition of toxic masculinity is not the proper definition that's used, but this her definition is probably going to be just men.
Right? And the solution is obvious. Make men less toxic. Make men less masculine. Make men more like women.
Whoa, what? It's amazing how much crap PragerU just shovels into these. Someone at PragerU has some weird hang-ups. They're dropping flowers and there's like harp music playing. Someone's got some weird hang-ups. They've got like a secret garden they don't want to talk about. The solution to rape, murder, and war is to make men less masculine, make them more like women. No, that's not going to solve these problems. Even if we were doing that. The solution to rape, murder, and war is, well, it's actually pretty complicated. But broadly speaking, we're going to have to address the socioeconomic factors that create them in the first place. I don't think injecting estrogen into everyone's going to fucking solve anything. The unspoken implication here is that women are incapable of rape, murder, and war, which is obviously not true. How would you even make men like women? Let's just hear her out. I'm
here to tell you that way of thinking is not only wrong, it's dangerous.
Okay.
Here's why. When you try to make men more like women, you don't get less toxic masculinity. You get more. Why?
Huh?
Because bad men don't become good when they stop being men. They become good when they stop being bad.
What point is being made here? Bad men don't become good when they stop being men. They become good when they stop being bad. What the fuck? And the solution to rape, murder, and war is just simply don't rape, murder, and war. How does turning men into women do anything here? I don't understand. All right.
Aggression, violence, and unbridled ambition can't be eliminated from the male psyche.
Whoa.
They can only be harnessed.
Oh shit, so she's actually saying that these are part of masculinity. Allie, that's a pretty toxic way of viewing masculinity. Let's just play that back again.
Aggression, violence, and unbridled ambition can't be eliminated from the male psyche. They can only be harnessed.
That's insane. I'm sorry to tell you, Allie, but most men are not violent. Most men are not that ambitious. Most men are not really all that aggressive most of the time. This isn't something that's integral to masculinity. This is just some people have it really bad and they stand out. You want a prime example of this? Take a look at me. Unbridled ambition? I have such an aggressive, unbridled ambition for violence. There are some men that have like anger and violence problems. It's not really, it's not unheard of. It's not unusual. But most men aren't really like that. I've heard of some people that like, oh yeah, dude, like in their early 20s, they're like, oh, I got mad and I put a hole in. I got really mad, and that hole in the drywall is when I put my fist through it. And it's like, I've never been that mad. It's not to say I haven't been in fights before, but it's not like that kind of thing. This is already like a self-defeating way of looking at men and masculinity, is immediately assuming that they are inherently violent and aggressive, and that this has to be harnessed for good. This is already dooming people to failure.
And when they are harnessed, they are tools for good, not for harm. The same masculine traits that bring destruction also defeat tyranny. The traits that foster greed.
Oh God. Oh, I don't like this. Okay. The same traits that bring destruction also defeat tyranny. I'm sorry, everyone. This is just so... my brain is clearly not equipped to handle with these high-level important ideas tonight. So the masculine traits that bring destruction defeat tyranny. The masculine traits that drive tanks are the same traits that let us put up the flag. I think there's quite a bit more to warfare than men are violent. Hold on, I have a book for this, actually. I have here a copy of The Art of War by Sun Tzu. And let me tell you about Sun Tzu. This book is not about, oh, men are inherently violent and we're going to topple tyranny. No! There's a thing called, strategy.
The traits that foster greed also build economies.
Okay. That's part of masculinity. So not only is, actually greed is good, we're still using this post hoc justification for all of capitalism. No, now you see, it's actually because of men that we have a successful economy. It's actually because of toxic masculinity.
The traits that drive men to take foolish risks also drive men to take heroic risks.
So you're saying firefighters are fools? Those socialist firefighters, how could I forget? I've heard of stories of women, not men, women, just lifting the fucking car after a car accident, lifting their car off of their toddlers. I don't understand any of this, I'm afraid.
The answer to toxic masculinity isn't less masculinity. It's better masculinity.
Okay, yeah, but what do you even think it is? You didn't do a great job laying out a premise here, I'm afraid.
And we know what that looks like. It's a young man opening the door for a girl on their first date.
Yep, that'll do it. You've done it. You've blown me out of the water. This guy, by opening the door, we have solved the problem of rape, murder, and war. Good job. Good job, Allie. You done it. You solved rape, murder, and war. with one door. I don't give a fuck about opening the door for someone. Fuck you. I'll open the door for you if your hands are full. If you're like a couple steps behind me, maybe. If you're like in a wheelchair or on crutches. Yeah, no problem. This isn't my fucking job. You're perfectly capable of doing this yourself. You know what? Actually, maybe I want you to hold the door open for me. Why aren't you doing that, you know? Maybe women should be asking me out. I look damn fine in this dress. Maybe I want to be the trophy here.
It's a father working long hours to provide for his family.
Oh. Better masculinity is you selling your life and not ever seeing your fucking family again and working all these hours at this company you hate. Also implying, like, mothers don't work multiple jobs. No, it's men who do this.
It's a soldier risking his life to defend his country.
That's better masculinity? I want to be delicate here. I don't want to trash talk, you know, soldiers too much, but I gotta say, you open this video talking literally about rape. That was like the first word you said, Ali. And I don't know if you've seen the news, but like in 2018, 20,000 service members were sexually assaulted or raped, including 13,000 women and 7,500 men. The rate of sexual assault and rape jumped almost 40% from 2016 to 2018. Oh boy. There's a Wikipedia page on this. Sexual assault in the United States Army. Wow. A survey for the Department of Defense conducted in 2015 found that in the past year, 52% of active service members who reported sexual assault had experienced retaliation in the form of professional, social, and administrative actions or punishments. Oh my God. I'm sorry. This is probably not a good example you want to be using. Why are right-wingers so obsessed with simplifying human nature? Because intrinsically, they are incapable of understanding it. They're incapable of understanding how things actually are, so they have to come up with their own simple way of putting it. Why do you think so many of them hate sociology, or they say sociology is not real? It's not that it's not real. They can't provide arguments against it, so they just say, it's not real, because I don't like what it says. War is toxic masculinity, but men risking their life serving their country is good. Only happens in war. She did say war was part of toxic masculinity earlier, and now she's talking about better masculinity is soldiers risking his life to defend his country. Yeah, that is kinda... It's just virtue signaling about how much she loves the troops. That's what it... I'm betting that's what it is. Also, women serve in the military just like men do. This isn't necessarily a masculine thing. Also, risking his life. The majority of jobs in our military today never see combat. Not to like deny their service or anything, but risking his life, I don't see how that is a better masculinity. How about we start teaching consent and sex ed? How about we start with that one? You know, I went through sex ed, sexual education, middle school and high school. When I was younger, that was many years ago now. I never fucking learned about consent. They told me about all these STDs. They told me what condoms were. Told me about pregnancy. I never learned about consent. You ever think about how weird it is that a lot of people like go to a bar and then hook up with people they meet at the bar? Isn't that kind of weird? Like, the people here are drunk. They can't really consent. Their minds are under the influence. But this is like a major cultural thing we have. You ever think about how weird that is? I don't know.
The growing problem in today's society
is income inequality. Thank you. Fucking based.
Isn't that men are too masculine.
Oh.
It's that they're not masculine enough.
Oh. Also could have added climate change. It is a major growing problem. Yeah, I guess this makes sense. What the fuck does that even mean? How do you quantify not masculine enough? This is a pie chart, so this isn't like a real graph. I mean, pie charts are real graphs, but this one can clearly be used as like, oh, it's a give and take kind of thing.
When men embrace their masculinity in a way that is healthy and productive, they are leaders, warriors, and heroes.
I don't get it. Heroes, premium quality, masculinity. It's like a beef stamp. You have grade A Kobe masculinity. I don't understand how masculinity leads to these. I don't understand what this person thinks masculinity is.
When they deny their masculinity, they run away from responsibilities, leaving destruction and despair in their wake.
Fucking what? Hell hath no fury like a femboy. Scorned.
The consequences can be seen everywhere.
Give it to me.
1 in 4 fathers now lives apart from his children.
What the fuck does this have to do with men abandoning masculinity? Because the definitions you used earlier, assuming that's what you were going for, violence, aggression, unbridled ambition, abandoning that means you live away from your children? Huh? How does that work? 1 in 4 fathers lives apart from his children. I don't know, maybe he's got better shit to do. He's so ambitious, he's moved on from his children. Okay, there's like a link here. Fathers.com, statistics and research, consequences of fatherlessness. Hang on, let's take a look. For the complete script, visit. Oh, look! 404, page is gone. Yeah, I don't see anything here about how many fathers live apart from children. From the Census Gov, less than 6% of fathers of minor children are solo dads, but about 20% are absent dads. Okay, so, that's 1 in 5. I don't understand the point of how this ties to masculinity. You may not realize it yet, but the first femboy president has already been born. Here in the UK, we teach about consent thoroughly in sex education. It's insane it doesn't get taught in America. Pfft, they're not gonna teach that liberal hippy dippy shit here. Does the golden rule not apply to sex? What, treat others the way you want to be treated? That doesn't apply in America. Oh yeah! Worth noting that the father serving abroad in the military isn't there to raise their kid. How about that? I didn't think about that. You're right.
And children who grow up without a dad are generally more depressed than their peers who have a mother and a father.
Yeah.
They are at far greater risk for incarceration, teen pregnancy, and poverty.
Yeah, that last one there literally explains everything, though. All of this is more likely if you're poor. If you only have one parent, you're gonna be a lot more poor. We don't live in a nation anymore when a single income is enough to raise a family. A single income on a minimum wage job, or just a typical median job, it's not enough anymore. You need dual income. That's literally how our economy is designed now. But let me guess, you're not gonna blame our economy on that. You're gonna blame men, aren't you? You're blaming men, saying they're not being masculine enough. You're blaming men and saying they're not real men. Holy shit! That is what's going on here. Wow, I didn't just clicked in my head. That's pretty fucked, Allie. Holy shit! This is her saying if you leave your kids for whatever reason, if you get divorced and your kids are growing up with one parent, well, that's your fault because you weren't a real man. Your child lives in poverty. Your child got pregnant as a teen. Your child got incarcerated and went to juvie. Your child's depression is your fault because you weren't a man. Holy shit! Ha! Ha! This is fucking evil.
71% of high school dropouts are fatherless.
I guess I can believe this. I imagine a large percentage of high school dropouts are probably from single parent households anyway, because of the aforementioned reasons. Also, aren't our dropout rates like the lowest they've ever been, though? Come on, the problem isn't men being less masculine. Things are objectively getting better, isn't it? Hold on. Yeah, according to this graph here, yeah, the numbers are going down for the most part, all across the board. So the dashed line that's jumping up and down is Pacific Islander, which I guess kind of makes sense that this would probably jump up so highly. As a population in the United States, they've not been treated very well, and there's probably a lot less of them, so probably greater fluctuations. Yeah, but this looks about like I expected. American Indian is the highest. But see, by and large, it's down all across the board. I imagine it was much higher if you go back, another 30 years. But we don't need to worry about that. I don't think the problem in society has to do with masculinity here, Allie.
The growing problem in today's society isn't that men are too masculine. It's that they're not masculine enough.
Truly is amazing how many bad arguments, Prager, you can fit into these.
Of all the rocks upon which we build our lives, family is the most important. And we are called to recognize and honor how critical every father is to that foundation. That was said by then Senator Barack Obama in 2008.
Okay. Yeah.
If we are honest with ourselves, he went on, we'll admit that too many fathers are missing from too many lives and too many homes.
I don't understand the point of bringing this up.
As much as we try to deny the need for real masculine strength in society, there's no denying its necessity. Healthy families and strong communities depend on the leadership and bravery of good men.
They do? We didn't elect any men to the city council. Now we're Chaz 5.0.
The current trend is to feminize young men in the hopes of achieving some utopian notion of equality and peace.
This is the graph. Oh, this graph is beautiful. This is the one that gets shared on the internet a lot. So here on the left, we have masculine. And up on the top, we've got feminine. What metrics are we using? What is the y-axis? I don't know. Quantity, I would assume? That's a trick question. It's actually temperature. You know what I just realized this is kind of saying? This is them kind of saying that gender is a spectrum. And here in the middle, this is where we have the femboy hooters. See how it's peeking up there? Ooh, woo. Notices your bulgy. This is a bad bit. I'm going to stop. I need to be stopped.
The current trend is to feminize young men in the hopes of achieving some utopian notion of equality and peace.
That's right, baby. We're going to fucking inject you with soy.
And it starts at the earliest ages. In the school classroom, boys are invariably the problem. On the playground, aggressive games like dodgeball have long been banished.
I don't understand. So how does this contribute to the feminization of boys? Am I missing something? Aggressive games have been banned because someone gets hurt and then the school has to deal with the liability of that and they don't want to fucking do it. Probably for the best. Do high schools not have football? My high school had football and every other sport, really. Is that not a thing? That's kind of like one of the worst fucking things we let kids do. Oh yeah, fucking bang your heads against each other, slam each other on the ground, have some strong concussive force, shake your brain around inside your skull. That's gonna do wonders for you down the line, 20, 30 years.
We tell young men that their intrinsic desire to compete is wrong. Everybody gets a trophy.
Oh no. No kid that I know of has ever been proud of getting a participation trophy. It's always been like someone's boomer fucking parents who get upset that their precious little pet didn't get some medal. Nobody even wants a helicopter mom here. Get out.
Don't run up the score.
I don't know what that phrase means. Oh. Running up the score occurs when a competitor continues to play in such a way as to score additional points after the outcome of the game is no longer in significant question and the team is all but assured of winning. And the first thing here is 138-0. Looks like a basketball game. That's a fucking wipeout. I don't understand what this has to do with masculinity. Don't run up the score. No, hold on a second. That's an unsportsmanlike thing to do. If it's obvious, oh, come on, we're fucking killing these people. They don't have any chance of winning against us. It's kind of unsportsmanlike to just score an additional 100 points against them. By saying don't run up the score, we are forcing the feminization of men because men are inherently aggressive and want to run up the score and to dunk on these people. Maybe I'm part of the radical leftist forced feminization of men in the West, but I think having good sportsmanship is kind of an important thing to not being just a toxic fucking person in general. Put aside toxic masculinity, that's just fucking mean, man. It's not like it's like track or something, right? Where it's some people are going to be faster, some people are going to be slower. Just fucking go as fast as you can. Fuck it. Fuck the other people. They're in the dust. Doesn't matter. You're not really running up the score there because it's a race. But it's like, a game of basketball. Come on, man. The game's gonna go for another 20 minutes and you just keep fucking dunking on them. This is hypocritical of me, I realize, as I keep making videos dunking on PragerU. They are not the intellectual heavyweight contenders in this fight.
This anti-male tilt continues on through higher education and into the workplace.
Man, all that is anti-male? Whew. Allie, it kind of sounds like you've got some weird ideas about what it is men are. Sounds like you've got some weird hang-ups about men. Is there something you want to talk to us about?
This anti-male tilt continues on through higher education and into the workplace.
I haven't seen any of that in higher education or the workplace. I've never got a participation trophy in higher education or the workplace. Isn't having a degree like a participation trophy in a way? Like, hey, you participated. You got all the way through. Good job. They still have, like, you graduated with honors. You graduated, cum laude. You graduated on the dean's list and all that. In the workplace, they gave out free pizza for everyone. I've had that happen a few times. That's like everyone gets a participation trophy. Although I have celiac disease, so I don't. Thanks, guys.
It has created millions of tentative men, unhappy women, and confused boys and girls.
So are they tentative about being men? Are they men who are tentative? How does this make women unhappy and boys and girls confused? I don't know what's going on here. What is going on that's creating this? What, kids can't play dodgeball anymore, so now we have unhappy women? I don't understand. This person has some really weird fucking hang-ups. See? Being a man is when you drink a gallon of water every day. Confused boys and girls. Boys and girls being confused is like life in general. That's part of growing up. Nobody asks to be born in this world. You kind of have to learn everything. And boys and girls going through puberty, get a lot of hormones, it makes it kind of fucking weird. Now they would say, yeah, we don't need to make it worse by confusing them about being boys and girls. None of that's fucking happening. Let them do what they want. Let them have fun. But we don't want liability from it.
Here's a secret that every woman knows.
All right.
Women want real men. Men they can count on and look up to. No.
Yeah, that's fucking insane, Allie. Allie? Do you have something you want to tell us? Are you having problems? It's okay to be confused about these things. It is. You don't have to work for PragerU to talk about this stuff. We can talk it out. It's fine. When I mentioned earlier that her definition of what masculinity was kind of harmful, this kind of backs up what I was saying. If your kids are estranged from you, they might live in poverty, they might be depressed, and that's because you're not a real man! Yep. What is a real man? What? Maybe I should have addressed that first. Now it's like, I'm looking at it in this text, in this font, big all caps, women want real men. What is a real man to Allie here? Real men play dodgeball and punch holes in drywall. Alright, that's like the best line in the video. A real man is the kind of slim guy who's gonna get a denim dress and fucking rock it. My hips don't quite work like they used to. This video is not gonna get monetized.
Men they can count on and look up to.
I'm sorry, I just thought of something. Are you guys ready to see something absolutely cursed?
In America, some people want small mommy GF with small milky. But we need to make sure the tent is big enough for the mommy GF with biggie milky and penis. My God, I need this.
That's deep faked onto Pete Buttigieg.
And look up to. They
want men who can count on. But we need to make sure the tent is big enough for small milky. That's what this reminded me. Oh, we have fun. But you know what? Here's an issue with what I have with you, Allie.
Women want real men. Men they can count on and, yes, look up to.
What about me? Huh? Allie, what about me? Can I have a big... Let's try this again. Can I have a GF with big mommy Milky who I can count on and look up to? Maybe I want to be the one to be swept up into her arms and carried across the threshold. What's wrong with that? I know you're saying, well, maybe you didn't play dodgeball enough as a kid. And like, no, I played plenty of sports, but now the doctors say I have a genetic condition that affects the protein creations in my muscles, and I shouldn't be doing anything that might cause impact or stress upon my body anymore. It doesn't have anything to do with masculinity or femininity. It's just a bad luck of the draw with my health, really. But why can't I be the one carried over the threshold? I should address the argument, if there's an argument.
No amount of feminist theory will change that.
Now, she may say no amount of feminist theory can change that, but what about this rockin' bod, baby? Maybe no feminist theory can save that, but I'm an engineer. I deal in cold, hard facts and curves, baby. This is the worst video I've ever done.
I don't know any woman at any age who is attracted to a passive man who looks to her to be his provider, protector, and leader.
I know quite a few. Also, I like how, like, all of them are dressed like trad wives. Oh my god, look at their faces. I know you're saying that these, like, trad wives are, like, they want some man to be the provider, protector, and I forgot what the other one was.
Provider, protector, and leader.
You say you don't know any woman who want to be looked at as a provider, protector, and leader, but all three of these women, look at their faces. They're giving me some heavy dom vibes. All of them have their hands on their hips like they're mad at me. They're gonna teach me a lesson. This is the most sexual content I've ever made. And I jizzed on a man's face once. That's gonna be a great out of context clip. When was the last time you think Allie, like, went out and partied?
Every woman I know wants a strong, responsible man. That's not a consequence of a social construct or cultural pressure. It's innate.
No! That is absolutely not true at all. What? That's not a
construct or cultural.
That's not a consequence of a social construct or cultural pressure? It absolutely fucking is. What? There was a lot that was said there. Every woman I know wants a strong, responsible man. Are you sure you're just not projecting some of your own insecurities out onto these other women? Also, like, strong, responsible man. What about me? What about me, huh? Huh? Oh, yeah. I got Marfan syndrome. I can't gain that much muscle mass. I can't get that strong. Does that mean women don't want me? No. Quite the opposite, I've found. Maybe she means strong as, like, a personality trait, but
That's not a consequence of a social construct or cultural pressure.
Allie is off her rocker. Yeah. I know this is, like, more culture war bullshit, but, like, I'm not alone here, right? Are y'all getting some weird vibes from this lady? Like that she's, like, kind of projecting something? This is strange. There's zero evidence to support that desiring these things is innate. Also, yeah, this kind of, like, just completely ignores all gay and bi women. So every woman she knows wants a strong and responsible man. Okay, so I guess you don't know any gay or bi women. It's innate. So do they not exist? Gay and bi women don't exist to you, Allie? Is that what this is?
The devaluation of masculinity won't end well because feminine, passive men don't stop evil. Passive men don't defend, protect, or provide. Passive men
I'm sorry, are we talking about the feminization of men, or are we talking about passive men?
Passive men don't lead. Passive men don't do the things we have always needed men to do for society to thrive.
She hasn't mentioned anything about passivity at all throughout this entire video. Why is it coming up now? It doesn't even make sense. Beta, yeah! I'm trying to think of what this means. I'm just like flabbergasted because I know I've said all the PragerU videos are kind of like weak and bad arguments, but like a lot of them you can kind of see where they're coming from, or at least like what the point they're trying to make is. A lot of them are like, socialism is bad because we're being paid to say this. Venezuela, because we don't want certain industries here getting nationalized, and we might want to encourage United States involvement in Venezuela. Yeah, stuff like that. You know, it's wrong. The arguments don't make sense, but I can see like the reasons for why they were made. I don't see those reasons for this. I don't get it. He does look high as fuck. Passive men
don't do the things we have always needed men to do for society to thrive.
Do you think that Ali, like, his eyes are closed. Do you think that Ali, like, dated a fucking stoner loser in college and she's still like really bitter about it, and that's what this video is? Hey, wait, I can do a passive. She's just letting it all out, Celiac. Let her vent. This is the number 7 most watched video from PragerU. This is polluting the minds of people with some very toxic ideas about masculinity. Huh. Actually, no, toxic masculinity is not rape, murder, or war. Toxic masculinity is Ali, last name, Ali Stuckey. Toxic masculinity is Ali Stuckey. Congratulations. Congratulations, Ali. You are the toxic masculine here. All right, passive men don't do the things we've always needed men to do for society to thrive. Passive men don't fucking murder dictators. That's how society thrives. Passive men won't play dodgeball. This is the death of Western civilization.
In his book, The Abolition of Man, English social philosopher C.S. Lewis writes about this.
Oh, this is the Chronicles of Narnia guy.
This problem. He describes the tension between cerebral man and visceral man.
What?
By his intellect, Lewis explains, man is mere spirit, and by his appetite, mere animal.
I'm like 90% certain this quote is talking about all of humanity in general and not just men. You know what? I'm not even gonna look it up. Just take my word for it.
We need both. Take away one.
We need a spirit animal. Oh God. PragerU's gotten into New Age philosophy and Native American cultural appropriation now. Bro, what the fuck is she talking about? I don't know. Remember when I said maybe that she had a boyfriend in college who was like a pothead and she's still bitter about it? Maybe she smoked not pot. Maybe she did a little too much drugs and now, boo, her brain is gone. Talking about spirit science.
And you're left with a man who's either
C.S. Lewis.
Weak or wicked.
Weak or wicked? What?
And in a world of wickedness, weak men are nothing more than enablers of wicked men.
What? We need both, otherwise you're weak or wicked. But we have so much wickedness now, we don't have weak. Hold on. You said the feminization of men is making them weak, but we live in a world of wickedness. They're the opposite of too feminine. Would that make them too masculine? But then if they're too masculine, it's not really a problem that we're making them too feminine. It's a problem that they're too much. What? What the fuck is happening?
Rape, murder, war.
Those are her fetishes, aren't they?
They all have 2 things in common.
You keep talking about them.
Bad men who do the raping, murdering, and warring, and weak men who won't stop them.
I think there's quite a lot more going on. There's not even like a good argument here. As I've mentioned before, this is implying that just men do these things. This is implying that this is like a trait of masculinity, that this is a trait that is innate to men, and weak men who won't stop them. The way she was saying it was weak men can't stop them because they never played dodgeball.
It's not masculinity that's toxic.
It's PragerU.
It's not masculinity that's toxic.
It's Ali Stuckey.
It's the lack of it.
I guess that means, according to Allie here, women can't be soldiers, women can't be police, women can't be detectives, lawyers, attorneys, women can't be investigators, women can't be the person who sticks up and punches the Brock Turner in the fucking jaw. Women can't be the one that says, sugar, you drank a little too much tonight. You're not going to go home with him. I don't even understand. Like, from PragerU's perspective, I don't understand the point of this video. As Sun Tzu said, in order to destroy your enemies, you have to understand them. You got to become them. And to that end, I can understand a lot of PragerU's, like, where they're coming from. I can understand their motivations. You know, I can understand men rights activists. I can say they're all wrong, but we can still understand, you know, what inspires them, why they're doing something. I don't understand this. I know it's difficult to understand what's going on in someone's mind, of course, but I think it's still kind of important to try to put yourself in their shoes, to try to think about it, so you can just destroy them better.
I'm Allie Stuckey for Prager University. Thank you for watching this video. To help keep PragerU videos free, please consider making a tax-deductible donation.
Don't do that. Well, we got through it. Fuck me, man. It's time to thank the November patron backers. Dios, Elsie Hupp, George, Jari Pulamo, and Mellow Cheddar. Damn on PragerU.